And we are live. It's Dr. J in the house with Evan Brand. Evan, how you doing, man? How are your holidays? How's everything going, brother?
Everything's going pretty good. Trying to start 2022 off with a bang. I suspect it's going to be a better year than 2021. People are becoming smarter. They're becoming more educated. They're becoming more resourceful. People are waking up. We're in the great awakening. And so I think this is an important time to be alive, an important time if you're a parent, if you're a husband, a wife,
Mm-hmm.
if you've got kids, if you're a teacher. This is an important time to keep your eyes open and keep your ears to the ground because stuff changes quickly and you got to be like a little speedboat. You got to be able to take turns quick. You don't want to be the Titanic right now. You don't want to be slow and taking big turns. You got to be nimble in these
Yep,
times. And so what I'm alluding to is just you got to be able to navigate the world of health, which is quickly evolving. And
that's true.
what we're trying to talk about today is post-viral fatigue. And really, that's just the title, but this really could apply to bacterial infections and parasites and candida problems and mold exposure. But we just wanted to try to zoom in a little bit specifically on post-viral fatigue and things like Epstein-Barr virus, many people are familiar with. And there's a lot of people that report their chronic fatigue picking up
Mm-hmm.
after something like EBV. We've seen it a lot with the virus going around now, which will probably get flagged and censored, so we won't say it, but you know what it is. And there's a lot of post viral fatigue going on from that. And so you and I've dealt with some of that. You're still going through the thick of it right now, but I think you're coming through pretty well. You're still working, and obviously you're on your feet right now, literally standing. So that's exciting. And you
Yeah, so
appear
for
to
the
be,
listeners, I had COVID last week. Actually, symptoms started on Wednesday. Really 2 hard days of symptoms. Was able to work the whole time, though. I mean, I think the symptoms for my COVID that were tough was, I would say, achiness and then like sensitivity to cold. Like it was like 45 degrees out and it felt like it was like minus 10. So I would say sensitivity to cold and then also getting really hot at some points, getting really
yeah,
hot where I would sweat through my shirt. So hot and cold, achiness slash headaches, and then like easily out of breath. But I mean, for me, I mean, it was still fine where I could work and still do the things I had to do. So it wasn't that bad. I mean, I had the flu in 2013 where I was literally laid up for over 2 days and I couldn't do anything. So I know what laid up feels like. Wasn't even close to the flu of 2013 for me. That was really hard. So definitely not as bad. I actually was my own worst enemy because on Friday I was feeling like really good, like 80, 90% better. Went and did like 2 to 3 hours of housework, like cleaning my house, like doing all this different stuff because it was a beautiful day. And I'm like, all right, let me get on top of some work 3 hours, probably walk like 15,000 steps. And that next day, there was a major relapse in how I felt. It was probably like I went backwards 30 to 40%. Here I was at 80%, probably going backwards to 50. And I was like,
yeah.
whoa, what happened? And so then I just kind of got in the straight and narrow and just said, okay, I got to really make sure I kind of keep it easy until I get back to 100% because, you know, it just, you didn't realize how much things could go backwards so fast. So you really got to wait till you get 100% on things. And so overall, I mean, the only thing lingering for me right now is a slight bit of out of breathness and this little lingering deep tickle cough. Like right now, you can feel it like someone's tickling the back of your throat with your finger and you want to cough to scratch it, kind of like that. And so that's where I'm at. Now, that's like kind of makes it feel like I scratch it right there, right? So I'm doing some ginger tea. I'm doing with the Manuka honey. That soothes it, like that helps with the irritation. It's not knocking the cough down. Doing some elderberry, doing some Thieves natural cough drops with essential oils. Um, Also doing some nebulizer. So I'm doing some glutathione nebulization. So those are a couple things I'm doing. And then obviously sinus flushes. The amount of mucus that is coming out of me is out of control. So sinus flushes are really, really important because if you do not flush your sinuses, the amount of stuff that stays inside of you, oh my God. So flushing my sinuses out 3 to 4 times a day, really good saline reverse osmosis with a little bit of silver in there to kind of keep things flushed out is helping a lot. So that's kind of where I'm at, but honestly, feeling pretty good. Whole family got it purposefully. My wife had it, and I'm like, come over here, honey. Gave her a big kiss, and then I kissed all my kids. I'm like, we're done. We're going to get this thing all together, be done with it all. That way we're not, I get it next month, and then I'm isolating for 2 weeks, and then my kids get it. Nope, we're going to get it all at the same time. And surprisingly, my kids' symptoms were 80% less than the adults. Super, super minor. I couldn't even believe how minor it was for the kids. So very interesting. And so that was kind of my experience with the big C, so to speak. And also the big correlation, I was listening to someone talk about this, a lot of the post-C symptoms that we see after, right? People that have dysglycemia and blood sugar issues tend to be a big driving factor of a lot of these post-viral symptoms afterwards. So we're talking about post-viral fatigue. One of the big things is make sure you manage your glycemia, meaning you're having good proteins, you're having good fats, you're not eating a bunch of refined sugar, grains, those kind of things. Make sure you put good metaphorical logs in the fire, good proteins, good fats to really work on blood sugar stability.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're coming through it. Regarding the shortness of breath, I would kind of put that in the same category as the post-viral fatigue, because that shortness of breath can create fatigue. And the best thing that's helped me and has helped many clients is doing the Chloroxygen. So Chloroxygen, you can get that on Amazon. It's readily available. And it's a liquid chlorophyll extract. So when you do that, within probably 5-10 minutes, you can feel a difference. So it's like CHLOR oxygen, Chloroxygen. And I would probably do 10 to 20 drops up to 3 times per day. That thing is absolutely incredible. You can go as high as 1 tablespoon in 20 ounces of water and just sip on that throughout the day. I had one guy in New York, major issues with shortness of breath in the acute and the long term. And that Chloroxygen literally just turned his situation around. So I'd get some of that stuff.
So it's CHLOR oxygen?
Yeah, Chloroxygen. Yeah. And it comes in a little bottle, tincture, and it's incredible. Also, something I've used personally, I've used with several clients too, is Ailanthus. Ailanthus is tree of heaven, which is an invasive tree. I see a lot of it in Kentucky, but you can buy Ailanthus tincture, and that one is also really good.
Interesting. Is this the one right here? It's the Chloroxygen?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
Okay, cool.
It's a game
That's
changer.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, get you some of that. But that should help, because that's the problem is, the shortness of breath was pretty bad for me, and I felt better. I got infected a long time ago. It was like August 2020. And then 6 months later, that's when I started to have some shortness of breath, which I was like, holy crap. And so luckily I was able to knock it out with the Mectin. And the Mectin really helped me. And then the nebulizer and the Chloroxygen, I would say that combination was an absolute game changer. Luckily, I haven't had any issues since then. But what we are seeing is that the mitochondria have a role in this. And some of this post-viral fatigue we're seeing is due to mitochondrial damage. So I've been fortunate enough to see a few dozen people now in terms of organic acids testing after the virus. And we are seeing that the mitochondria definitely showed dysfunction. You and I've talked about this many times on other podcasts about the mitochondria, but we can measure the dysfunction. And so what we're doing is we're coming in with mitochondrial support nutrients. So CoQ10, we're coming in with carnitine, ribose, a lot of these different amino acids, and B vitamins like riboflavin, which can help fuel the Krebs cycle. And then also we can use things like PQQ to help get the mitochondrial biogenesis going, meaning we're literally making new mitochondria. So we can measure this on paper. So if you guys are suffering, one of us can reach out, or you reach out to us rather, and then we can get the urine looked at, because we can measure this. You don't have to guess where's this fatigue coming from. If it's a mitochondrial induced problem, we can measure that. Now, you have permission to have multiple things wrong with you. So there could be a dopamine problem, there could be a mitochondrial problem, there could be a toxin problem. So rarely is there one issue causing this fatigue, but the goal is for us to try to get as many puzzle pieces laid out in front of us and then make an appropriate protocol.
No, 100%. I'd say the worst thing about COVID for me right now, coffee tastes bitter. Like, it tastes bitter, almost a little bit sour. It does not taste like coffee. I've almost been like, I'm not even going to drink it right now until this thing gets better, because it does not taste that good. But for me, I'm just like, all right, I got 20 grams of collagen in there. I got some good fats. I kind of look at it as like a meal replacement for me. So that's probably the worst thing of the whole time. For me, it's kind of felt like a cold. Like, I'd say a mild to middle of the road cold. The only thing that really surprised me was that backswing where I was like 80% better and then went backwards. That was the hardest thing.
And it could have been you overdoing it for sure. I mean,
I totally did.
Yeah, I mean, I did have a little bit of that too, where I kind of felt like I was better, overdid it, and then I had to
Overdid
chill
it.
out again. So,
Yep, 100%.
yeah.
So, excuse me. Anything else you wanted to highlight on that so far? So, I would say post viral stuff, the things that I'm doing right now, and I recommend people do in general, are going to be adaptogens, and I like medicinal mushrooms. So, shiitake, maitake, reishi. Reishi is great. I love it because it does help deactivate viruses. It does build up and support the natural killer immune cells. So, I do like that. Any type of like ginseng, ashwagandha, these are things that help support energy production, support the adrenals, help buffer the HPA axis. So any of these type of things are going to be helpful too.
You need to get on some lion's mane too for your taste, because what I'm finding is that the nerves are damaged and that's affecting the sinus. So the sense of smell, the sense of taste, some of that is related to nerve damage. So I would probably hit lion's mane, maybe like 2 caps twice a day. That's been helpful to restore the sense of smell and taste in some people.
It's
And
probably not damage. It's probably just more inflammation, right?
well, the long-term stuff, I'm talking
If
people
it's
that,
long term.
yeah, I'm talking people that, 6 to 8 months later say, I still can't taste or smell right. We're
Yeah.
bringing in lion's mane, like 2 caps twice a day. It takes a few months, but, it does increase nerve growth factor. And so I think that's the
Yeah.
mechanism.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have some lion's mane. I'll definitely add that in. I mean, I think medicinal mushrooms are going to be really good to be on top of just supporting your immune system and like helping with the body regenerate and heal better.
Yeah. Gabe was asking a question in the live chat on YouTube. How did you guys catch it? I don't know. I mean, I work from home. I've got a home office. Justin has a home office as well. I do go out.
Personally, it's the new variant. The new variant has an R naught of 7, that's equal to measles. So the Delta variant had an R naught of 2 or 3. So that means for every one person that gets it, it can be passed to 2 to 3 on average, right? The new Omicron variant, it's 7. So you can literally pass it to 7 people. So I think my wife was in a yoga class with 3 people, and they were like spread out across a room. Like they were like way, spaced apart, for just all the safety reasons, and it was still able to get it. So my whole take on Omicron, it's very, I think the symptoms are more mild than Delta for sure. That's what everything's been reported, but it's way more contagious. Everyone's going to get it at this point. You just got to have your plan and be ready ahead of time, right? People don't have a plan, and then when they get it, then they get stuck and they feel like they have to go to the hospital, and you don't have as many options there. So try to have a outpatient plan ready to rock and roll. But yeah, you're going to get it because the R naught on this thing, right, is at 7, which is at a level close to measles. So it's right there. So if you haven't got it yet, you will. Anything else you want to highlight on the immune side, on the post-viral stuff? Obviously, I'm a big fan of ginger. I think ginger's nice because it's anti-inflammatory, antiviral, helps with lymphatic. So if you kind of like have a lot of like stagnant lymph in the chest area or in the neck, it really keeps the lymph moving. All that's very helpful.
Yeah, there was one person that commented, if you've had Delta, you should have some memory T cells that will help if you get infected. Yes, supposedly.
Yeah, no, you definitely should have memory T cells as well as memory B cells, right? And so even if you were to get sick again, you're going to be able to recruit antibodies way faster, right? Normally when you get sick, if you are first time getting exposed to an infection, it takes about a week or so to really get those antibodies ramped up. And so even if you were to get sick twice, you're going to be able to make those antibodies inside of 24 hours or so. So you're going to be able to bring those antibodies to the table a lot faster. And so that's pretty cool. That's pretty helpful.
Yeah. Other strategies, post-viral fatigue, hyperbaric oxygen has been helpful. I've seen several clients that luckily have lived in a city where they've had access to do hyperbaric oxygen. Essentially what it is it's replicating being underwater about 10 to 12 feet. So that pressure is helping to get the oxygen deeper inside of you. So some of these tissues that may have been starved of oxygen, this sort of mild hypoxia or hypoxemia, you can basically reverse that by getting the hyperbaric oxygen. There are some people that can there's oxygen cans, little portable oxygen shots, if you will, but it's nothing compared to an oxygen concentrator with the hyperbaric oxygen. So that's good ongoing. I mean, I've had clients with Lyme that have done hyperbaric. We know that it's incredible for traumatic brain injuries and concussions and that sort of thing. So even if this is just a long-term fatigue problem, not related to viral issues at all, hyperbaric is another good tool. You're looking at probably around $100 a session, but what's your health? What is your health worth? So
Exactly. One thing I did that was very helpful is use my infrared sauna last couple of days. That was helpful. Just getting a really good sweat in. Felt very good. Raising that body temperature up can be very helpful just at your body knocking down viruses. That's part of the reason why you get why you get not chills, but why you get a fever, right? It's part of the reason your immune system is actually knocking down some of that bacteria and or viruses by doing it that way. So using an infrared sauna can be super helpful too.
Yeah, so look at your mitochondria, get your organic acids test done. We can measure that and look at mitochondrial function, come in with specific support, whether it's B vitamins, adaptogenic herbs like rhodiola. You mentioned Siberian ginseng or eleuthero.
Yep.
There's medicinal mushrooms like cordyceps, which there is some benefit. There are some papers on cordyceps in athletes and improving blood flow. There may be some level of oxygenation that happens with cordyceps too. So cordyceps,
correct.
Reishi mushroom, I think the lion's mane for the brain and for the nerves would be beneficial. The chloroxygen for any of the shortness of breath, along with the fatigue. Rest. I mean, just getting good quality sleep, making sure you got to do whatever you can to get good quality sleep. So all the same sleep hygiene habits we've talked about for a decade together apply in regards to candling down at night. If you need some passion flower, even melatonin, there's some really cool studies on melatonin. We know it's a very powerful antioxidant, and we are seeing higher doses of melatonin be beneficial. So in general, though, somewhere around 5 milligrams, but there are some papers going way up, 30, 40, 50 milligrams and beyond. I don't know a ton about the high dose, so I'll just tell you that the regular dose, standard dosing is better than nothing.
It was that melatonin?
Melatonin, yes.
Yeah. Usually it's like the higher dose is like around 10 milligrams. And that's to help with the oxygenation. And then around 3,500 milligrams for the arginine. That's to really increase the oxygenation.
Yeah, the arginine for like nitric oxide production.
Yep.
Beet powder, beet powder would be good too. So anything you can do to create some vasodilation is going to be smart.
Very cool. Anything else you want to add, Evan?
I think that's it. If you need help, reach out, get tested. Hopefully you get back on the full mend here. So keep rolling. You're doing a great job, and hope everybody's doing well. And we'll be in touch next week. If you need help clinically, please reach out. You can reach out to Dr. J at justinhealth.com or me, Evan Brand, at evanbrand.com. We're happy to help you guys. Keep your head up. Keep moving forward.
I think the big things out of the gates is just really make sure you have time to sleep, rest, don't overdo it. Just know your body still needs more time, even when you've gotten through the whole thing, to recover. Don't overdo it. I think that's really important. Keep the foundational nutrients dialed in. So that would be like zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D. You can keep those things in there. You may not have to use them at such a high level that you did when you were dealing with the infection, but keep some of those nutrients in there. Don't go from something to nothing. Keep something in there the whole time. Find a medicinal mushroom that you like. Find an adaptogen that you like. Maybe keep a little bit of ginger tea going, something that has some antiviral support, and try to get a little bit of movement. But if it's making you feel winded, then just try to do just enough where you can feel like you're doing something, but not where it's overly taxing you. I think it's really important to kind of meet that right in the middle.
Two last things. Low histamine diet is generally pretty helpful because there are a lot of issues with mast cell activation being triggered from this. So lower histamine diet, fresh meats, no leftovers is very important. And then histamine support. I've got a product called Histamine Support, but essentially it's quercetin plus some other nutrients. So anything you can do to stabilize your mast cells, that's going to be helpful because mast cell activation can cause fatigue, meaning after the viral issue is over, the immune system can sort of have PTSD, for lack of a better terminology, and the immune system will go into this crazy state where it will shut you down. So that fatigue, trying to rebuild that energy back up, is re-regulating the immune system. So like the quercetin, other mast cell stabilizers are very helpful.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Makes total sense. And again, not everyone's going to have that issue, but it's kind of good to know if you fit into that camp. Those are a couple of strategies out of the gates. Anything else, Evan?
No, that's it. Take it easy. If people need help, reach out. justinhealth.com, evanbrand.com will be available.
Yeah, we're here to help you guys. I'll probably be back later on today here, so keep a lookout. Comments down below. Let us know your thoughts on the topic. We appreciate a review. We appreciate shares to friends and family. Really helps us get the word out. You guys have a phenomenal day. We'll talk soon.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.